If you're listening to this alone, turn around, just once, because the night I'm about to tell you about, something followed me home, and sometimes I still feel it standing behind me. I never believed in possession, I never believed in cursed places, but Blackwood Forest changed that. 3 years ago, me and 4 of my friends planned a weekend getaway. No phones, no city noise, just a quiet wooden cabin deep inside the forest. At least, that's what we thought it would be. The moment we arrived, something felt wrong. The forest was silent, not peaceful silent, dead silent. No birds, no crickets, just cold air brushing against my skin like invisible fingers. The cabin stood in the middle of the trees like it was hiding. Its windows were cracked, the wood looked rotten, and on the front door, strange symbols were carved deep into it. They didn't look random, they looked like warnings. I should have walked away, but we didn't. That night started normal. We laughed, we played music, we made stupid horror jokes. Until I found something. Under an old rug in the living room, there was a trapdoor, a basement. At first, we hesitated, but curiosity is stronger than fear. When we opened it, a wave of cold air rushed up. The smell was horrible, wet, rotten, ancient. We went down with flashlights, and in the center of that basement, there was a wooden table, and on it, a book. It looked old, too old. The cover felt rough, uneven, like dried skin. When I ran my fingers across it, I felt small stitched lines, like it had been sewn together. The title, carved into it, said, "Evil Death." Inside were pages filled with symbols, and one sentence written in dark red, "Do not read aloud." I laughed. That was my mistake. The moment I read the words, the air changed. It felt heavier, like something invisible had just entered the room. Then everything went quiet, too quiet. And suddenly, the cabin shook. The windows slammed shut, the candles downstairs lit up by themselves. And then, we heard it. A scream. Not from inside the cabin, from the forest. It didn't sound human. It sounded hungry. When we turned around, Mia was standing at the top of the basement stairs, her back facing us, her body completely still. "Mia?" I called. Slowly, painfully slowly, she turned her head, but her body didn't move, only her head. Her eyes were pure white, no pupils, no life. And she smiled. Her jaw cracked as it stretched wider than it should. Then she spoke, but it wasn't her voice. It was deeper, layered, like multiple voices speaking together. "You opened the door." The lights exploded. Darkness swallowed us. When I managed to turn on my flashlight, she was gone. The front door was wide open. The wind was screaming through the trees. I stepped outside, and that's when I saw her. She was hanging from a tree branch, completely still, her neck twisted at an impossible angle. I felt my chest tighten. Then her fingers twitched, her head lifted slowly. Her bones cracked loudly. She fell to the ground, but she didn't stand. She began crawling toward me, her limbs bending backwards, her movement unnatural, too fast. Her mouth opened, and in that same demonic voice she whispered, "One soul for each word you spoke." I ran. The forest was different. The path we came from was gone. The trees looked taller, closer, like they were watching us. One of my friends screamed behind me. When I turned,
something black, like thick smoke, wrapped around him and dragged him into the darkness. His screams echoed, then stopped instantly. No struggle, just silence. We locked ourselves inside the cabin. Rain started pouring heavily. Thunder shook the sky. Then came the knocking. 3 slow knocks. Knock, knock, knock. We froze. A voice came from outside. My friend's voice. "Please, let me in." But the voice was wrong. It glitched. It echoed strangely. And under the door, black liquid started sliding inside. It moved like it was alive. We backed away. The knocking became louder, more violent. Then the walls began to bleed, dark red lines dripping from the wood. And the whispering started from every direction. "You belong to us. You invited us. You opened the door." One by one, they disappeared, dragged into shadows, pulled through walls, snatched into darkness, until I was alone, shaking, crying, holding that cursed book again. I flipped to the last page. It read, "Evil death cannot be destroyed, only transferred." My heart stopped. It was never about killing us. It was about entering one of us. And then I felt it. Cold fingers touching the back of my neck, a breath in my ear, and a voice whispering inside my head, "You will do." Everything went black. I woke up the next morning outside the cabin, sunlight everywhere, no blood, no bodies, no signs of anything. The cabin looked empty, abandoned, like no one had been there for years, except the book. It was lying beside me. I tried to leave it behind, but when I reached my car, it was sitting in the passenger seat.
I don't remember picking it up. I drove home. But since that night, things haven't been normal. Sometimes my reflection smiles before I do. Sometimes I wake up standing in the corner of my room. And last night, I heard myself whisper in the dark, "We found a stronger host." If you're still listening, and if tonight you hear 3 knocks on your door, don't answer. Because once you open it, it doesn't leave. It lives inside you. We are closer than you think.